NASCAR just dropped a bombshell that nobody saw coming, and it has nothing to do with Sunday's race. The CEO of NASCAR just named 3 countries the sport is eyeing for a full-blown international takeover. This isn't a rumor. This isn't a fan theory. This came straight from the top, and if you think NASCAR is just an American thing, you might want to sit down. Here's what actually happened. NASCAR CEO Steve O'Donnell sat down with Sports Business Journal and dropped 3 names: Canada, Europe, England. These are the regions NASCAR is now actively evaluating for expansion. Not someday, now. This comes exactly 1 year after NASCAR made history with its first modern-era points-paying international race, the Cup Series trip to Mexico City in the summer of 2025. That race wasn't just a one-off. It was a proof of concept. And now, NASCAR just hired a new senior vice president of NASCAR International, a guy named Adam Layton, who used to run UFC's international expansion. That hire became public this month, but he was actually brought on back in June. Translation? This isn't talk anymore. This is a plan already in motion. For decades, NASCAR has lived and died by one audience: American fans, Sunday afternoons, oval tracks, southern roots. That's the DNA of the sport. But the landscape of American motorsports has been shifting fast. Formula One exploded in the U.S. thanks to global marketing and a Netflix docu-series. UFC turned itself into a worldwide combat empire. Even the NFL is now playing regular season games in London, Germany, and Brazil. NASCAR watched all of that happen and clearly decided it's not sitting on the sidelines anymore. Hiring someone directly out of UFC's international division isn't a coincidence. It's a signal. NASCAR wants the same kind of aggressive global playbook that turned UFC into a worldwide brand. And O'Donnell didn't hide the ambition. He said NASCAR's ultimate goal is to become the biggest sports and entertainment brand on the planet. Not the biggest racing series, the biggest sports brand, period. That's a massive statement. Let's break down what this actually means strategically, because there's more here than just NASCAR wants to go global. First, notice O'Donnell's wording. He specifically said this expansion doesn't have to mean the Cup Series. That's huge. It means NASCAR could roll out lower tier series, exhibition events, or entirely new international competitions before ever putting a full Cup Series race on European or Canadian soil. That's smart. That's controlled risk. Think about it, sending the top-tier Cup Series overseas is expensive, logistically brutal, and risky if it flops. But building smaller international series first, that lets NASCAR test the market, build a fan base, and grow brand awareness without betting the whole house. Second, look at the specific countries chosen. Canada makes sense. It's a natural extension of North America with existing motorsports interest and easier logistics. Europe and England are the bigger gamble. Europe already has a deeply rooted racing culture, but it belongs to Formula One. NASCAR trying to plant its flag there means going head-to-head with the most dominant racing brand on earth, on its own turf. That's either brilliant or dangerous, depending on execution. Now here's the real risk. NASCAR's identity is built on stock car culture, oval racing, and Americana. If they dilute that identity trying to appeal to a European audience raised on Formula One's high-tech road course culture, they could alienate the loyal base that built the sport in the first place. But if they pull it off, NASCAR could tap into a global audience that's been completely untouched for 70 years. High risk, high reward. Classic expansion gamble. You already know this is going to split the fan base right down the middle. Traditional NASCAR fans are going to see this and immediately worry, is NASCAR forgetting its roots? Is Cup Series racing about to get watered down, chasing international dollars? Meanwhile, business analysts and younger fans are going to see this completely differently, as NASCAR finally waking up and playing catch-up in a sports world that's gone fully global. Expect think pieces. Expect debate. Expect the NASCAR selling out crowd to go head-to-head with the NASCAR needs this to survive crowd. Let's talk about where this actually goes from here. 2 scenarios. Best case, NASCAR builds smart, gradual international series in Canada and Europe, grows a genuine new fan base, and within 5 years, we're talking about a real points-paying Cup Series race in Europe. NASCAR becomes a legitimate global motorsports player, sitting right alongside Formula One instead of living in its shadow. Worst case, NASCAR overextends, spreads its resources thin, trying to fight Formula One on European turf. And the international push flops while alienating core American fans who feel like the sport is losing its identity, chasing a global dream that never fully materializes. Somewhere between those 2 outcomes is where NASCAR's next decade gets decided. So here's the real question. Is NASCAR about to become a true global powerhouse, or is this expansion talk more ambition than reality? Drop your take in the comments. Canada, Europe, England, which one actually works, and which one is a mistake waiting to happen? If you want the real breakdowns before anyone else covers them, make sure you're subscribed to SportsWire USA, because this international NASCAR story is just getting started.